It is 3 o'clock in the morning, a time when the rest of the world is caught in the middle of a dream, unaware of the harsh realities of the waking. In room 412 of the city hospital, the air smells of antiseptic and ending chapters. The only sound is the rhythmic, mechanical hum of a heart monitor, a steady, digital pulse that has become the only proof of a life still clinging to the edge. Meet Elias. He is 74 years old. His hands, once strong enough to lift timber and carry a child on his shoulders, are now thin, translucent, like parchment paper. He is alone. He has been alone for many hours. Suddenly, the rhythm changes. The beep slows, it stutters, and then a long, unwavering tone fills the room. Silence has arrived. 20 minutes later, the heavy double doors of the ward swing open. A man bursts through. This is Marcus, dressed in a suit worth more than his father earned in a year. Late, sweating, checking his watch. He stands by the bed. The monitor is flat. The email in his pocket can wait. For the first time in 10 years, he learns. The world didn't end because he missed a meeting. It ended because he missed a heartbeat. 2 days later, Marcus stands before a door he hasn't opened in years. The key hesitates in the lock, as if the house itself is unsure about letting him back in. When the door finally opens, the air that escapes is heavy and familiar. Old books, cedarwood, and the faint memory of peppermint tea his father drank every night. Marcus steps inside. His shoes echo against the linoleum, each step sounding louder than it should. To him, the place feels small, ordinary, a museum of everything he thought he escaped. He studies the faded wallpaper, the once bright flowers washed pale by years of sunlight. The old television sits in the corner, thick and heavy, its dial frozen in time. There is clutter everywhere, stacks of yellowed newspapers, jars filled with buttons, rugs worn thin by decades of use. He scoffs. But there is another story here, one Marcus doesn't see yet. He notices a cheap plastic clock on the wall, ticking unevenly. He doesn't notice the 30 years of punctuality it represents. He sees a stained sofa sagging in the middle. He doesn't see the nights his father slept there, so Marcus could have the only bed in the house. This house is not a failure. It is a ledger. A silent account of every comfort a man denied himself, every dream delayed, every want swallowed, so his son could grow up in a home of marble floors and glass walls, never knowing what it cost. Marcus sits at his father's small wooden desk, its surface scarred by years of use. In the bottom drawer, beneath old tax papers, he finds a worn blue notebook. He expects a diary. Instead, he finds numbers, careful records of sacrifice. Canceled cable, $12 for Marcus's textbooks. Sold a silver watch, $200 for a prom suit. Skipped a dental checkup for a graduation gift. Marcus's hands tremble as he reads. His father's poverty wasn't an accident. It was a plan. Every embarrassment, every cracked shoe and aging car was a transfer his father, trading comfort and dignity so Marcus could rise. He wasn't just a father. He was a silent investor in a dream he would never live to see. The mind hides memories to shield us from guilt. But staring at the ledger, one breaks through. Marcus's wedding day 5 years ago. A grand estate, white roses, the city's elite. In the corner stood Elias near the buffet in a rented tuxedo, sleeves too long, fabric too shiny. Marcus remembers the flicker of shame. how he kept his father in the background, away from important guests. Elias never complained. He wasn't watching the wealth. He was watching his son, smiling with a pride that almost looked like pain. He knew he didn't belong in the room. He also knew he was the reason it existed, the root that stayed in the dirt so the flower could reach the sun. The silence of the apartment is suddenly broken, not by a ghost, but by the technology in Marcus's hand. He opens his phone. He goes to his voicemail. He filters by deleted. There they are, a long list of messages he never fully listened to. He presses play on the oldest one. "Hey, Marcus. It's Dad. Just saw on the news it might rain by your office. Hope you have an umbrella. Love you, son." Marcus swipes to the next one. "Hey, son. Found an old photo of us at the lake. You were 5. You caught a perch. I'll leave it on the porch if you ever stop by. No rush, I know you're busy. Love you." One after another, the voices filled the dusty room. These weren't calls for help. They were calls for connection. Simple, repetitive, and patient. Marcus realizes that while he was building a legacy, he was ignoring the only person who actually cared if he was dry in the rain. He had been deleting the only unconditional love he had left, one clear all at a time. Let's look back to the Tuesday Marcus couldn't make it for dinner. In the kitchen, Elias moved with quiet, deliberate care. He bought 2 steaks, the expensive kind he usually skipped. He seasoned them, set the table with the good plates, the ones with gold rims that had been hidden for a decade. The clock ticks from 6 to 7, then 8. The candles burn low, wax dripping like slow, white tears onto the tablecloth. Elias doesn't call. He doesn't complain. He simply sighs, wraps Marcus's steak in foil, and places it in the fridge. He's busy, he whispers to the empty room. He's doing big things. He eats his own meal in silence, washes both plates, and goes to bed with a heavy heart, never knowing he would never wake to see that table again. The steak sits in the fridge still today, a cold monument to a moment that could have been shared, a reminder that love is patient, quiet, and often unrecognized until it's gone. Under the bed, in the darkest corner of the room, Marcus finds a heavy leather suitcase buried under years of dust. He drags it out, the metal latches screaming as he forces them open. He expects old clothes or maybe money. Instead, he finds paper thousands of scraps. Every kindergarten drawing, every report card, every newspaper clipping about Marcus's success. Then he finds the most heartbreaking part, the cards Marcus had sent over the years. Not many, maybe 10 and 20 years, but worn at the edges. Elias hadn't just kept them. He had read them again and again, the ink fading. What Marcus considered a 5-minute task on the way to the office had been Elias's lifeline, the air he breathed in the quiet of this house. Every card, every scrap of paper, a testament to a father who had lived through these small glimpses of his son, quietly and endlessly loving from the shadows. To understand a man, you must look at his scars. Look at the map of Elias's life. For 40 years, he walked the same 3 miles to the factory. In the winter, his joints would scream. In the summer, the heat would make his head spin. Why didn't he retire sooner? Why did he take the night shifts, cleaning office buildings after his day shift ended? He sat in a break room, eating a sandwich of plain bread and a single slice of cheese. His co-workers were talking about buying new cars or taking vacations to the coast. Elias just listens. He looks at a crumpled tuition bill for Marcus's university. He smiles. He doesn't want the car. He doesn't want the coast. He wants the boy to be more than the father. He sacrificed his own now so that Marcus could have an infinite tomorrow. He traded his spine for Marcus's wings. The sun begins to set, casting long orange shadows across the apartment. Marcus is sitting on the floor now, the blue ledger in one hand and an old photo in the other. The realization finally hits him like a physical blow. You can earn $1 million, but you cannot buy back a single Tuesday. You can build a skyscraper, but it won't reach the height of a father's silent love. He begins to weep, not the quiet, dignified cry of a man in a suit, but the raw, guttural sob of a child who is lost. He realizes that he spent his life trying to be successful so his father would be proud, never realizing that his father was already proud. The success wasn't the money. The success was the relationship he threw away to get the money. He holds his father's old, frayed coat to his face and realizes it's the only thing in the world that actually feels like home. Marcus leaves the apartment that night. He carries nothing but the blue ledger and the old suitcase. He walks past the expensive car he worked so hard to buy, and for the first time, he doesn't feel proud of it. He feels the weight of what it cost. He picks up his phone. He doesn't call his office. He calls his own children. His voice is thick, but clear. "I'm coming home," he says, "and I'm staying for dinner." Look at your own life. Who is the Elias in your world? Whose calls are you ignoring while building a life they quietly paid for? We differ in color, language, and flag, but the pain of too late is the same in every heart. Don't wait for loss to reveal love. Go home, make the call. The most expensive thing you'll ever lose is time not spent with those who would have given everything for you. Elias's story is over. Yours is still being written. What will you do next?